Hello everyone, welcome in. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. I truly appreciate it. So, welcome to my studio. At the end of both 2018 and 2020, I recorded videos showcasing what my sim racing rig and studio at the time looked like. So now that we are at the end of 2022, we are right on schedule to show you guys another update. So first and foremost, let's start over on the sim racing rig itself. I'm going to try to showcase every part I can without missing too much in case you are curious as to what every particular piece of equipment I have is. So to begin, one of the few things that we have from the last video is the rig and frame itself. It is the GTR brand and the model is the GTA simulator. It's just the chair and wheel cockpit. Doesn't have any monitor mounts or anything. As far as the wheelbase itself, I just bought this a few months ago. This is the Fanatec Direct Drive Gran Turismo model. It also comes with the 8Nm boost kit. I've got the NASCAR wheel rim and the Xbox Universal Hub and quick release kit. And for the pedals, we have the CSL pedals with the load cell kit, and I bought the CSL tuning kit as well. For the shifter, I'm using the Thrustmaster TH8A. Over on the left side, I've got the Elgato Stream Deck version 2 mounted on here with a adapter I bought on Etsy to mount it directly onto the wheel. And one of the downsides of my rig is I can't adjust the angle up or down of the wheelbase. I circumvented that by buying yet another piece of 3D printed equipment off of Etsy. Basically a little wedge you put right in there. It's got screw mounts and it is bolted directly into the frame itself, so it is nice and sturdy. This first monitor I have front and center is a Vizio 40-inch V-Series. It is technically not a monitor, it's just a TV, but that is the case with all my monitors. My secondary screen up here is a Vizio E220MV. It's a 22-inch 1080 screen. This bottom one's 4K. Microphone is the same one I was using last time. It is a Rode VideoMic with a Rycote mount. And I've got just one of those Amazon newer microphone arms just clamped right onto my sim rig frame itself. The mouse I've got on this side is the mouse from a Logitech MK270 keyboard and mouse combo. The mouse is wireless, the keyboard is wired to not have any lag. The keyboard is a Logitech K120 that I've had for a while now. The keyboard tray is clamped onto my desk, which is resting right in front of my rig, and it is clamped on using a Vivo Stand V001 arm. And the tray here is just a Vivo Stand KB2, a VESA keyboard tray essentially. It's going to be a little bit hard to see back here, but we are now in between the two monitors where all the cables and ugly stuff is hidden. And you can see all three of these monitors, the two front ones and the one on this side, are mounted using another one of those Vivo clamps, just also clamps directly onto this desk. A few more things on this side. We just have a cheap knockoff Xbox 360 wireless controller. It actually works great. The lag is very minimal. I haven't really noticed any delay or any interference, and it's like a third of the cost of the normal one. The streaming light kit we have is also a newer brand, just some basic LEDs with the little arm clamps. My main webcam I'm using is a Canon T7i with the L series 24-105 lens. And I'm using the HDMI output and running it into my computer's capture card to have an uncompressed feed of the DSLR for my webcam. Holding up the DSLR webcam is just a cheap little $20 Walmart tripod. I cannot even remember the make or model. Got a really cheap $25 pair of Amazon Bluetooth headphones that actually work and sound just fine. They've also got the option to plug in hardwired, and that's what I do for when I'm streaming and doing all my racing stuff over here, so that way I'm not operating anything wirelessly. My little secondary camera I have up here is the Logitech C920 webcam. Can finish taking a look at this corner, some of the decorations. I won't go over everything, just some of the hot passes I've gotten, hero cards, die casts I've collected, a couple other collectibles here and there. We pan up, we got some of my hats that I've collected over the years. And if we pan over this way, I've got my 124 die-cast display case. Some of them are a little crooked in there. I need to fix that. They're all being displayed in this really cool four-sided rotating Dale Earnhardt display case I found on Facebook Marketplace for like $40. It was a steal. Just recently got this glass end table so I can hold my drinks and remotes and stuff without blocking the die casts. And to complete this corner, we have my old bush hood that I used to keep right next to my sim rig. I just switched it out with that DeWalt one recently. This is a piece of sheet metal I snagged off of a wrecked modified from this year's Gateway Dirt Nationals. And my little small futon to relax on that my cat is taking advantage of right now. I've got a couple boxes underneath where I've got about 100 or so more die casts stored. So when you're chilling on the couch, hanging out with your kitty cat, this is the view we got, and there's the sim racing area, and we'll get to all this stuff in a little bit. So this obviously being the sim racing and streaming side of things, we will move on over to this side of the desk, which is essentially the editing station. Before we go any further, I will go over my PC specs. This is a custom build I essentially made 2 years ago, but then recently upgraded the graphics card and had to throw into a bigger case that could actually fit the graphics card. The case is an iCue 7000X RGB full tower. The motherboard is an ASUS ROG B550F Gaming. For the processor, we've got a AMD Ryzen 9 3900X 12 core. For the RAM, we've got G.Skill Ripjaws 64 gigs DDR4 3600. This graphics card is an ASUS TUF Gaming 3090 Ti. We've got a Samsung 970 EVO Plus 1 terabyte SSD and a Corsair RM750 watt 80 gold power supply powering everything. So hopefully that helps anyone that might have been curious about my PC specs. So the monitor on this side is a TCL 43-inch 43S431. That's the model number. Just recently picked this up for Black Friday along with another one that I've got mounted on my wall that I'll show you in a second. The keyboard on this side is the other half to that mouse of the Logitech MK270 kit. I've got a standalone Logitech M510 mouse right here. This HP laptop I custom built at the beginning of 2020. I can't remember the exact specs, but it needs upgrading soon. The desk was purchased about 2 years ago, I believe, off Amazon. It is a Eureka brand ergonomic gaming desk. This chair is about a $50 Walmart chair that was probably purchased 6-7 years ago. If you can tell, this thing needs upgrading badly. And like the other side, we don't necessarily need to go over everything I have over here decorations wise. We can quickly go over it. Here's some of the NASCAR racing games by Papyrus. Some of my loose 164s. Empty bush can I got from drinking a beer at the last ever Bush Clash at Daytona. Lug nut from Road America this year. Some old haulers still in the boxes. Some random 164s and other stuff still in boxes. Some other miscellaneous stuff. Some of my dirt stuff down there. Some of my sprint cars and late models. Got a couple autographs from Brandon Shepard, Rico Abreu, Tony Stewart. I was really happy about that one. That basically concludes over here. Just a few more things to go over. This is basically the storage area for all my old gear I'm not really using. This is that computer case I was talking about where my current graphics card couldn't fit in. It's just sitting here, just basically just being used as a shelf right now. Here's my old Logitech sim racing stuff. I'm still keeping it around. I'm probably gonna sell it in the near future. It's a Logitech G920 wheel. Can't remember the exact model of the shifter. And then the pedals are, I believe, the G25 pedal set. Just an old 720 TV that I was using as a monitor for a bit that is really, really bulky and heavy now. This is the desk I used from basically around 2010 till around 2020. Up here we've got that other TCL TV I was talking about. Shout out Shrimp Hours. Got another TCL branded piece of equipment, the soundbar, which I gotta give a shout out. I bought this on Black Friday just as an impulse purchase for about $40. Comes with a wireless subwoofer that I have behind the futon. The audio quality for $40 is incredible for what I was expecting. Also, I gotta give a little shout out to my own ingenuity. Soundbar comes with this wall mount. On each side, I put an L bracket on there using one of the brackets from the VESA mount that's meant to go from 100 millimeters to 200 millimeters. I discovered it was basically the exact length to go from here to here and screw into the bottom of the TV. So we have a perfect little soundbar holder. Here we've got one of my favorite recent purchases I've made. This is my electric scooter I take with me on all my dirt racing work trips. Getting from point A to point B at the track so much easier. It is an Apollo Ghost. And we can just take a brief look into my office area. Here's most of my pit passes and wristbands I've collected over the last couple years. I have a few loose ones from about 2019 and the beginning part of 2020 before I started keeping track of all of them. And down here, gonna brag a little bit. I've been to 94 race events this year at 35 tracks in 12 states. And I couldn't be more excited for 2023 to start. Here's basically all my equipment. Here's my video stuff, all my audio stuff, random loose stuff like my vests, canned air, safety goggles, other stuff like that. Some of my power cables, audio cables. I have more in the trunk of my car. Drone, mixer, batteries, other loose stuff, microphones, got tripods and stuff up there. Audio cables up the wazoo. Got some just random loose hardware. Cables, audio cables, USB cables, power cables, tool stuff down here, hardware, air compressor to clean my equipment off with, miscellaneous office and shipping stuff, and that's pretty much it. Got the little kitty condo over here the cat carries for when they need to go travel to the vet. How we doing, Ellie? How we doing? Oh, big stretch. And that will complete the tour, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I've had people in the comments asking questions about what kind of equipment I use, what pieces of gear I have, etc. So hopefully this helps anyone that had any sorts of questions like that. If you have any other questions, please feel free to let me know down in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. See you next time, everyone. Bye.